All right, welcome back, Warriors. What's happening? It's been a bit since our last show. We got a great guest today. We're going to go over some fantastic stuff. We're going to go over hunting, gym fails, right? Gym successes, a lot of information, a lot of experience. This is my guest, my good buddy, Anthony Perez, AP. When I met you, by the way, the reason I remember your name all the time is AP, Armor Piercing Rounds, so hard to forget. What's up, brother?
What's up, man?
Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. We got some, I was telling him this morning, we went dove hunting this morning on the property, and we'll shoot some, we'll throw some B-roll in there of us hunting and having a blast this morning. Dude, It meant a lot to me. But I was telling about mushroom coffee that I drink, and I mix it with Bulletproof Executive, which is basically, you can use MCT, grass-fed butter, organic grass-fed butter. You can use Uda's oil, coconut oil. So I used coconut oil, grass-fed unsalted butter, Rise mushroom coffee, and blend that, and a little bit of creamer. Blend that to get frothy. Actually, I didn't put any creamer in there, so usually it's better.
Sounds good.
Until it gets frothy and good. But the mental focus, man, from the mushrooms and the clean fats, which is like the oils and the butter. But when you would typically crash on coffee, that's when the fats kick in.
Yeah.
So it's a elongated energy source. So anyway, that's what we're trying out this morning. Always something cool to do. Again, I forgot to bring them on the show, but I got patches for you. They look just like these. I got a green one and a black one for you so we can represent. So AP is a gym, just a beast, dude. I got to be honest with you. Just a beast in the gym. He's a huge dude. He's actually come down a lot. We'll talk about that. Avid hunter. I've learned so much just chatting with you about hunting. I learned a lot this morning, dove hunting, and we're going to dive into that. Just a great human being, man. Another way to articulate the warrior mentality is this dude sitting next to me, man. Like, so much respect for you.
Appreciate it.
And then I want to dive into your new hunting brand.
Yeah.
Super excited. I'll let you talk about it, introduce it. But let's get cracking, man. You ready?
Yeah.
Cool. So people want to know about you. I want to know more about you in depth because we've known each other for a little while, but not in that big a depth. So where did you grow up?
Grew up in Sacramento, California.
Okay. NorCal?
Yep. So NorCal. Lived in Roseville for a while, Elk Grove, Wilton, that area. And then I got tired of the city life and moved out to Pine Grove, small town of about 1,300 people.
Wow.
Up in the Sierras, beautiful country, snow. Gorgeous. In the backyard, you'd have 50,000 to 300,000 acres of just BLM land that you can go hunt just in your backyard. And it was just phenomenal.
Wow.
Beautiful country, loved it. But back in my younger days, grew up playing football, just wanted to kill it and do everything I could to be the best I could, just like I do the rest of my life. But just football was my passion for the longest time. And then met a really good buddy of mine. He actually is still out in California, and he and I did a lot of hunting together. And that's kind of, aside from my grandpa getting me into it, he and I became really good friends, and we just, every single weekend, it was like hunting season was basically from turkey season till, it didn't end. We'd hunt coyotes, whatever it was, didn't matter. Seasons did not end. There was no season for us.
So we talked about this morning. In contrast, I grew up just kind of shooting. We'd go up a dirt trail in the middle of nowhere, plink 22s all day, shoot lizards off of rocks, whatever moved, basically. We didn't know. I didn't have a hunting license. Like, it was just so old school back then. I don't know how my parents even trusted me at 15, 16 years old to grab my 22 and take off for the day with, 500 rounds.
Yeah.
We talked about that. And then I hunted men for a career, multiple careers, and quite different. So I had no desire to hunt because obviously nothing compares to that, right? There is no hunting like the hunting of man, so to speak. And then I moved to Texas, and I said, you know what? I'm going to start hunting. Yeah. So then I started to learn quite a bit. And dove hunting this morning, you taught me some really cool stuff. We'll dive into when we get the hunting part. I'm excited to talk about. I learned stuff this morning. Yeah. And I love that's part of the warrior mentality, man, is just never forgetting that you can always learn, never knowing enough, never being an expert in anything or everything. And I'm always a student, right? I think what's always made me a good instructor is that I'm a consummate student.
Right.
And I'm always thinking of it from the student standpoint. And you talk like that. You taught like that to me, and it resonates with me. So it's a good conversation. But that warrior mentality, you talked about it. That's what the show is, the core of it is about. We're going to dive into lots of things during the show and different podcasts, but the core of it's always going to be the warrior mentality. And those are the folks that I want on here. We've talked about Weston behind the camera. Welcome back, buddy. He's got that warrior mentality. I told his parents, I told you guys this morning, You can't stifle that. If you do, that person's going to be miserable. They need an outlet to do it. So you, and I want to dive into this a little bit, have you explain it. Everybody in your family is military except for you, right? You mentioned?
Yeah, so first generation to not go.
Wow.
My plan was I wanted to go to the Marines. I took my pre-ASVAB test. I was ready. I did want to go infantry. I was telling Weston earlier, when I graduated, it was in the middle of the heat of the Iraq War and the battles and all that.
Yeah.
And talked to my dad, and he didn't want me to do infantry. He was like, "You need to do something different. I don't want you going straight out and gunslinging." And ended up, I had a kid real early. I was 18 years old, just fresh out of high school, and talked to my dad about it. And he had asked, well, would she go with you if you get deployed or wherever you get stationed? And I was like, probably not. And he's like, then don't do it.
Wow.
And so that was my decision. I said, you know what, if I'm man enough to make a baby, I'm going to be man enough to raise it and be here. And so I did not go to the military. I went straight to the construction, which is what I've been doing for 21 years.
So what makes that interesting, though, is you understood when we were talking about the warrior mentality, because if you don't have an outlet or direction, because we were born and bred hundreds of years ago to be hunter-gatherers, right, and warriors. And I think that it's either bred out of you through generations, or maybe it skips a gene or I don't know, but there's some people that just seemingly don't have it.
Yeah.
Right? When you have it, we know. Guys like us lock eyes, and we know across the room, that's that type of dude, this kind of tribe that I can be around. And you have that. What I mentioned, the contrast between you and Weston, is his parents wanted him to go to college.
Yeah.
And I said, why would you be in debt through college to get a job that probably doesn't even pay for that, nor does it pay well at all, nor is it probably even in the field that you studied, whereas you go to the military, you have that foundation for the rest of your life that changes you as a human being, right? The discipline, everything that comes with it. And they'll turn around and pay for school, and you won't be in debt. It makes no sense to me.
Right.
But greater than that is that you stifle the warrior mentality. Yeah. You're going to ruin that kid. You're going to make him miserable. And you've told me, and I want to hear it in your voice, because it hit me, and it should hit everyone out there. There's a lot of people that are going to feel what you're about to say. What did you say was the causation? What happened to you throughout the years, having never gone in the military like you wanted to, and like your warrior mentality was calling you to do?
Yeah. I would say, I guess my biggest word would be regret, but I have that feeling of just, it was my calling. I felt like that's what I was supposed to be doing. And, I have a lot of, I was telling him earlier, I had that pressure of, the generational, everybody, all the men go to the military, and this is just what we do. But there's that, I constantly am asked, hey, were you in the military? Did you serve? Where'd you serve at? And there's like, without a doubt, everybody, where'd you serve at? And I'm like, man, it's just this constant, I wasn't in the military.
I think I asked
it's almost
you
like a regret or like a
yeah.
feeling where you're like, I just wish I didn't look like I was in the military.
But you said something, if you don't mind sharing.
Yeah.
Because it's tough to share in front of a camera, but it's so therapeutic, and I want people to understand that portion of it. To talk about it is truly just the path to healing. What did you say to me? Do you remember some of the days that it's created for you, that regret? I think you said some dark places.
Oh, yeah. There's definitely been times where I've literally been in my closet and, damn near brought yourself to tears, and just, that feeling of like, I should have followed my passion, or I should have followed what I wanted to do. But, everybody has a calling, right? And I look at it now where, maybe my calling wasn't that. Maybe as much as I wanted it and felt that passion that I wanted to do that wasn't my calling. Right. Having a kid early changed a lot of my mentality. I think I had to grow up really fast. And I also look back, I'm like, maybe if I would have joined the infantry, would I be here today talking to you? Probably not. Maybe not.
Or maybe it made a... maybe it made a monster out of you. Maybe it took that warrior mentality, and sometimes it amplifies it too much, right? And you get into trouble, and you hear about at least tier 1 guys. There's hardly any that didn't get in any trouble or do dumb shit. So maybe you would have done a bunch of dumb shit, and maybe that would have hurt your career in whatever you chose later on in life. We don't know.
Yeah.
But what I say is that I met you, I saw you as a warrior, and I'm going to articulate this for people watching. I look across the room or what have you, and I see a very bearded, very thick dude. And I think you were carrying a little bit more muscle then, because you've trimmed down a lot.
A lot.
And you were big. You appeared to be bigger.
Yeah.
And you wore your hoodie down low.
Yeah.
us real gym goers,
Yeah.
not even gym rats, the people that understand the culture realize some beats or something on or a low hoodie means I'm working.
Yep.
Leave me alone. Let me work. And I saw you a couple of times, and I let you work. There was one day, and we've talked about this, and you share your viewpoint on it, where the hoodie was back.
Yeah.
And you had maybe the headphones off. And I don't remember how we met or how we talked. Remember one of the first questions out of my mouth was like, you're in the military, right?
Yeah.
Like, it was a given.
Yeah.
And you're like, no. I was taken back by it, of course, because you just have the warrior, you bleed the warrior mentality. And sometimes what I like about this podcast is that's not how we truly feel.
Right.
That's just our exterior, because that's what we were kind of born to be. But when you talk to you, there's so much depth to you. You're such a good dude. You're hilarious as hell too when you would get going. And that's what I found interesting, is that dimension that you have. And try to bring that out, because it's tough to bring out in front of a camera sometimes. But you said you wanted to tell the story. We were at your house. We had a few drinks. I ran into you at the Christmas parade. We hung out.
Yeah.
Realized you live like 3 miles down the road, if that, which is funny. But you said a funny story about how we met, and you wanted to tell me, and I was like, no, I want to really hear the story the first time when we do this. So, dude, send it.
Yeah, so I remember the first time I'd walked in, and just like everybody else does, and if you say you don't, you're a liar. You're checking dudes out, and it's not that you're checking them out, but you're sizing them up, you're checking them out, and you're doing all the things. It doesn't matter who it is, how big, how small, right? And when I met you, you're typically in a cutoff or some sort of a short sleeve, and I'm like, this dude's pretty jacked, right? Cut up, chiseled. I'm like, it's got a good physique. And I was using those drop set pins. And as you and your wife, you guys were working out, we were on the machine next to each other. And I drop set, I'm going to town, and bing, comes flying at you. And I'm going, bing, another one. And I'm like looking around for these damn things.
Forgot.
And you're like, here, dude. And I was like, what's up, man? I'm AP. You know, and it's like, that was it.
I completely forgot about that, because I was like, how do two guys like this randomly start talking? It's like the nerd and the hot chick in the bar. You wonder, how do they even start talking? Yeah, man. And I think I was asking about the pin itself.
Yeah.
Because I thought it was cool.
Yeah.
I liked it. When I see something I like, I'm like, where'd you get that? What is that? Show me.
Yeah.
I want to know. I want to learn. That student in me kicks in.
Yeah.
But it's funny because, obviously in the viewer, I've had guys jump on here. You're out of shape. How are you talking about fitness? Look, I'm down a good 10 plus pounds of muscle. And on my tiny frame with like a 30-inch waist, like it looks like I've lost a human.
Yeah.
So no problem. I know exactly what I'm doing. I'm on the road back to it. And next few podcasts, people see me in a t-shirt and be like, fuck, he started taking something. No, I was that way before. And when I atrophy, it gets really bad. I look like sickly. I look like I've never lifted. So I was kind of at a peak. I was doing well. I'd gained a lot. I'd got on a peptide. We'll talk about that. I got on
Love them.
CGC apomorelin. It changed my life, dude. And not only was at 54 years old, it was hard to maintain muscle, much less if I lose it, ever getting it back. I was gaining muscle back. I was gaining a ridiculous amount of weight. I was getting near 190. For 190 is almost the heaviest I've been in my life. I'm very small. And I'm like probably 178 right now, which is on the light side.
Well, you know what's funny is anytime someone has any sort of like physical gain or you start putting on muscle, what's the first thing everybody asks? What are you on?
Yeah, he's on juice.
What are you taking?
But
Everybody's on juice.
Because it's so prevalent these days.
I know.
And I did take a little TRT, but I'm talking half ml every few days. Like it took me from 400, which is horrible test levels. It's it's you can't even function hardly on that. And I just need to be in the 900 to 1,000. We talked about this one day. If you start one of the first days I met you, we talked about if you're getting the 12s and 1400s, it's too much. It's causing problems. It's very bad. 900 to 1,000 solid. That's not on test.
That's where our great grandpas and everybody else were, man, before they started.
That's what we should be walking around. So you can't say, oh, he's taking test. Okay, no, his test levels are almost normal, and he's 54. That's hard fucking work.
Yeah,
and
you
that's
go to a
diet.
doctor right now, and they want you at like the 300 to 400, and that's when you're still waking up tired, you're crashing.
Terrible.
Your sex drive's down, and it's like you just don't have energy, and you're just like lethargic. And
motivation.
No motivation.
I love the gym. I'm a gym rat. I enjoy it when I'm there. I enjoy the endorphins. I've been going my entire life, and I have a gym right here in the shop, decent one. And I don't even want to walk out and work out to it when my test levels are in the 400 range.
It's hard.
It changed your life. Now the ipomorelin, that peptide, I got better rest than I've had in many, many years. So I have CPAP apnea. I've used a CPAP machine. I'm a mouth breather. I've learned a few things, gotten better. But all of a sudden, I had dreamt and remembered my dreams. Even if I wake up because my cat flicked the doorknob, which he does, or the wife got up for work or something, I went back to sleep and dreamt again.
Yeah.
Which means, for the people who don't know, REM sleep, reparative sleep. What does steroids or testosterone do to you? To boost your testosterone. But what does it do? It repairs.
Yeah.
It doesn't build muscle.
Yeah.
It repairs so you can beat them down, and it builds better, faster, stronger, because our body's built to adapt. That's how they actually work. So no matter what somebody looks like, what they take, they had to put in the work.
Yeah, that's the biggest misconception, in my opinion, with anybody who's on anything. It doesn't matter if it's hardcore steroids, peptides, anything. It's not a Superman juice that you just can take and all of a sudden you just walk around here some big jack dude. You still got to eat, you still got to sleep, you still got to do all these things
correctly.
Yeah,
it's no excuse for a bad diet. You can't. I always say you can't out train or out juice a bad diet. Right. I mean, you can dive into some Winstrol, some Anavar, some Trenbolone, and get diced and eat cheeseburgers if you have a good metabolism.
Yeah.
Guys that don't still can't.
Yeah.
So your metabolism is still going to be your cage.
Well, you know the number one reason I don't do steroids? I just don't know where to get them.
Dude, they're on like Facebook now, like it's crazy. Or there's this TRT everywhere, and people abuse the TRT.
Yeah.
You can kind of tell them whatever level you want to get to, basically, and they'll take you there. So you really can't abuse it. Before, it was like underground, meeting in back alleys and crazy stuff like that. Because I've been in the fitness industry my entire life, and I'm not going to name drop, but I'm friends with a ton of people with 1 million subscribers and friends that I've always. Why I don't? It's never been my thing. Social media has never been my desire. This born out of necessity and out of the need, the tribe, not me, not us.
Yeah.
But it's interesting. So I was doing very small amount of tests, and the CGC hypermoreland, which is just a tenth, right? 0.10.
Yeah.
With a diabetic needle in your fat every 5 days, you take 2 off, and it's really. My wife took it, and it changed her life. Her skin was better. Her hair was better. Her everything was better. Her sex drive was better. Just on the CGC hypermoreland. Problem was, it created rashes.
Yeah.
She's allergic.
Ah.
Tried it 2 times, 2 different ways. Tried it with some medication that her doctor recommended, who I'm going to have on the show someday, Dr. Courtney. And tried it again, didn't work.
Yeah.
The old injection sites, after 6 months being off, came back.
Flared up.
Yeah, crazy. Wow. So she's going to look into tesamorelin, real similar. But peptides are not evil. They're the best thing ever.
Yeah, I agree.
The Ruta, the new one out that's supposed to replace Ozempic, GLP-1. I heard this morning that all the major manufacturers are ceasing Ozempic, GLP-1, and all the, I blank a little bit on some stuff that's the TBS.
Semaglutide and all that stuff.
All that stuff.
Wow.
They're going to nearly stop production. They're telling people if you have access to it now, stock up to sell it to the people who still can't have to rely on it. And we're diving off in a tangent, but it's important for people that don't know to hit on some key factors. You got to realize that stuff atrophies your muscle. You lose muscle.
Oh, yeah.
Having lean muscle burns fat. Yeah. Like, it's what keeps us lean. It keeps us strong and going. So you see people, their faces are sucked in, and they get scubby. Skinny, chubby. Their arms hang. They look like they've been doing all cardio, no weights.
Yeah.
That stuff eats muscle, dude. It's freaking terrible. I've seen big dudes get ripped, but lose a lot of size.
Well, they're not feeding protein. It's like you got to stay up high protein everything. I mean,
it's horrible. And I've said it since day one. Same with the COVID vaccination. We won't get into that, but I've been against that, and go figure, right?
Yeah.
So that's the kind of quick and down and dirty for people who don't know or talk smack or talk a bunch of trash. And we're going to get people in the comments that are still going to do it because that's how people are on the internet. I'll see you guys all there. But peptides or the miracle drug, they're the best thing you do if it's right for you, if it's good, and if it's quality, and you're not getting in the back, door somewhere. And I think TRT now is more necessary than ever. It is not an edge. It is just to get us back what we should be doing before all the chemicals and bullshit in our food has destroyed our bodies 100%. Over the generations. And I hope that Weston at 17, just turned 17 not too long ago, I hope that Weston's generation can find a way to flip it back to where our test levels at 30, 35, 40, 45, 50 plus can stay manageable, that we don't need to supplement that stuff. And there's ways to naturally try and boost it. I've talked to my doctor, a great doctor group that I deal with that's treating what they call operator syndrome. So my TBIs, brain swelling, my bad gastro issues, headaches, it's all related.
Yeah.
We're all the same. It's treated differently based off labs and microanalysis of that instead of a macro scale, it's a micro scale.
Yeah.
And, find the right peptides, find the right things, what you can reproduce on your own, what can help it kickstart again.
Right.
I found out that I was borderline celiac.
Okay.
I went gluten-free completely for a while to make sure that I didn't step over the edge because I could have gone over the edge any given day. That's been a lot of my gastro issues or a number of other things that can go wrong. Crohn's,
Yeah.
ulcerative colitis.
Yep.
I was borderline for all three.
Wow.
And it helped to side it a little bit. But you got to realize about that too, you can't go gluten-less.
Yes.
Has to be 0 or nothing because you eat one bit, boom, flare up, it's bad. So I did all that, tried all that. So that's part of what this is for. All the stuff I've been through, all the stuff you've been through.
Yeah.
Let's flatten that learning curve for these people.
Yeah.
Skip some of the stuff. Know that there are people, and some are not even doctors, that do this whole body treatment.
Yeah.
Because GI doctors go, let me see your labs. GI looking glass.
Yeah.
It's not fixing the problem. It's wider. It's different. It's causing. That's an
Yeah.
after effect. Or TBIs. Let's just look at your brain scan.
Yes.
Like my neurologist, awesome, forward thinking. They got me she got it approved through VA because I'd had it done before from a nonprofit. Thank you to Warrior Blue and Randy, those guys. I did the stellate ganglion block shot, the SGB shot in your nerve center.
Wow.
Resets your fight or flight, helps you quite a bit. Got in a bad car wreck. One day we'll tell the story of that tailgate over
I
there.
remember it.
And it kind of reset it.
Yeah.
If you go down range again, it resets it. So VA paid for it because my neurologist pushed the envelope and tried to get these outside the VA stuffs treated. I also got, they give me Botox every 3 months. See how pretty I look, people?
Yeah.
I'm kidding. But it's really the only thing that subsided my headaches.
Wow.
Is the 3
I've
month
actually
Botox
heard that.
treatment.
Yes.
It's phenomenal.
I've heard that.
And there's other good effects
Bad
from it.
migraines, all that. Yeah.
Yep. I used to get bad, debilitating ones. So there's so much out there that's kind of outside the box, medicine speaking, is sometimes we have to search it out on our own.
Yeah.
Why do you think so many people have gone the testosterone way?
Yeah.
Because they know it, they feel it, their body's telling them that something's wrong, and they're going after it. They were just called muscle heads, steroid guys, gym rats.
Yeah.
There was a bad connotation with it because they were using it for bodybuilding only.
Yes.
Well, there's guys that use it and go to the gym 3 days a week and just want to feel healthy, man. And
You don't want to be
energy.
lethargic and waking up for work or whatever you do. It's like rolling out of bed.
Yeah.
And again, like I always give the example of like your vehicle. Your body is the same. You got to feed it, right? So you need fuel, and you got to recover. You got to rest. You can't drive your car 24 hours a day nonstop and not let it cool down a little bit and relax and rest. Right. So your body's the same thing. You got to feed it fuel. You got to give it the right food. You got to rest. And recovery is so huge. People don't realize lack of sleep. I mean, guys, for years I'd get 4.5, 5 hours of sleep if I was lucky, and that deteriorates your testosterone, and you don't realize that. And it's like you do that in your 20s. You're out partying and alcohol and all these things. It's like, yeah, sure, it's fun, but you don't realize what it's really doing. And I'm not saying don't drink or have fun by any means, party it up, but know mentally what your goals are, what you want, and if you're tracking towards something, you got to, hey, what's the priority, right?
There's a cost.
Yeah.
There's a cost to everything. No, dude, that's so key that you said that. And I remember that in my military career, like when I was deployed, my fitness level would drop. But then we would find a tent with weights or put rocks together, whatever, and then everything would change.
Yeah.
My motivation would change. My cognitive, would change. Like everything would be better.
Yeah.
I would eat more. I'd eat happy. And as far as eating, somebody actually told me, because my kid's getting into Formula One big time now. So he's a Lando Norris fan. Congrats to Lando, won the championships. Anyway, your body's like a Formula One car. You got to feed that racing fuel, clean, good, solid fuel. And when it runs, and we talked about this, I think, in a couple podcasts ago, when you feed your body clean food for long duration, like contest prep, like you're, losing weight, like you've done before, then the first bad thing you have, your body kicks it. It hates it. It doesn't want to do it. So on the Ruta, that's one of the side effects is that bad food tastes horrible.
Yeah.
It tastes like shit because your body is basically reset its functions and it knows what it should be operating on, and it's telling you, you should always listen to your body. It's telling you, no wonder you feel terrible. Look what you're putting in your body. I wish we were more like Formula One cars. I wish we're always like that. I wish you ate. Now, everyone wants a cheeseburger. Everyone wants some pizza. I get it. But like once you got gluttonous on that or eat too much sugar, your body should be able to tell you, ew,
Yeah.
stop. You don't want that.
Yeah.
It does. We don't listen.
Yeah.
Or we push the limitations. Or
Yeah.
if you ever gone a long time without drinking a soda or Coke or
Oh,
something,
yeah.
you drink it, comes out of your nose, the syrup's so overwhelming, you're like, how did I ever drink those?
Yeah.
Your body gets used to that bad stuff.
You start kicking the sugars and your body doesn't crave those. You get
Yep.
berries, you get the natural sugars and the things that your body actually needs and the nutrients.
Sugars
Yeah.
versus sugar.
Right.
Right? Because people don't even know the difference in that. I'm not going to dive too much into diet. I have some friends. A good friend, Gabby, when he was a used to be in the WWE. Huge figure, jack, giant, moved to Texas right down the road from us, and I bumped into him, but now he's a her. Instead of Gabe Tuft, it's Gabby.
Okay.
And I respect that. I've watched her grow.
Yeah.
And she does some of the most informative food and bad chemical stuff on her channel I've ever seen in my entire life. Because that person I knew as Gabe, is now Gabby, is so driven, is so over the top in everything they do that she is so good at it. Really interesting stuff. I want to have her on one day, and she has her own podcast too. All the diets and all the things. She went after In-N-Out like crazy, demanding the food list. They wouldn't give it to her, wouldn't give it to her, and fought that fight. And it's just super interesting to me when you dive into the diet.
Yeah.
That would be a really cool separate show. So, peptides, TRT, diet, me and you have done them all. We talked about fad diets before on another show, but you were talking the other night that really highlights your warrior mentality. The fact that you don't have to be a veteran to have a warrior mentality. You don't have to be a hunter to have a warrior mentality. You talked and just tell a little bit about like your kind of overall journey. You've gotten huge and strong, cut weight, been out of shape, came back to it. You just had a back surgery.
Yep.
Talk about how you fought here, down, back again, up again, because it's something everybody deals with.
Yeah.
I certainly have so many injuries, so many problems. I'm dealing with it right now. I'm coming back right now. Kind of overview, like what you've been through overall.
Yeah, so my fitness journey started in football. Again, that warrior mentality. I wanted to be the biggest. I want to be the best. I want to be the fastest, right? That's how you're going to get shown. That's how you're going to get showcased. It was a personal goal of mine to train with a lineman. I played almost every position you can think of in football from, grade school all the way up into high school. And my sophomore going into my junior year, I was like, these guys are not strong enough for me. I'm having to work out with, the wide receivers and the safeties and all these things. And so I'm seeing these other guys. I'm like, well, they're pushing kind of similar weight that I am. So I talked to the coach and I'm like, I want to work out with these guys. It's the only way I'm going to get bigger is if I have somebody bigger than me pushing me. So in my opinion, it started there where I'm like, I just got this drive to be bigger. I want to get stronger. It's how I'm going to be competitive out here. And as I graduated and, got into my journey of the world that I, live now, it just became a passion. It was almost like I literally would almost get withdrawals from not going to the gym. It was like a 6-7 day a week. It's all I want to do. I want to be into fitness. I want to get bigger, faster, stronger, all the things. And then you hit life, man. You have kids and you get married or, have a career and it's demanding. For me, in my career now, it's like you'd work 12, 14-hour days and you come home and you're like, dude, I don't have time to go to the gym, and it's, how do you make time?
Yeah.
It's hard to make time when you've only got a few hours.
Which kind of, not to interrupt, but I know it's going to kind of crank your buttons, but I just don't have time.
Yes.
Chris, I don't have time to go to the gym. You work a normal job, 9 to 5. You live 20, 30 minutes from work, and you have no kids.
Yeah.
Okay, listen. Fine, if you're happy.
Yeah.
I talked about this last show. I'm going to do it again because it's a hot button.
Yeah.
You're happy. Great. But if you're going to keep complaining that you don't have enough time for the gym, you're out of shape, Chris, I can't, I'm tired of being out of shape, I'm this, I'm it, then fucking do something about it. I learned a trick. I'm that guy. If I come home and I sit on the couch, play when my kids were little, when my relationship was new, a long time ago with my wife, because she was smoking hot, I was excited, and I loved being around her, and I still do. Like, I had a button on my ass. If I sit down, I'm not going.
Yes.
If I engage with my kids, I'm not going.
Yeah.
If I engage with my wife, I'm not going. If I meet her somewhere after work, where I'm not going.
Yeah.
The gym became part of my day.
Yeah.
And I would tell people, let's say I got off at 5:30, just for simple math. Hey, you want to hang out? You want to do this? Sure. Anytime after 7:30.
Yeah, exactly.
I learned that's part of it. The second part of it is bring a backpack, bring a backpack, bring a backpack. Go straight from work to the gym. Do not pass go.
excuses.
Do not collect $200 straight. There's been many days back in Long Beach at Metroflex days, where that was my second home, where I would just be parked in front, feel terrible. I'm like, well, I'm here, because it was just habit.
Yeah.
And I would show up sick, not feeling good, injured, and I would come out of the gym and I would go, wow, I regret that workout. Said no one ever.
Yeah.
Because I feel 10 times better. And from my mental health standpoint, my PTSD, my traumatic brain injuries, the insane roller coaster I've never even got into on the show I went through with my ex-wife, my 6.5-year divorce, et cetera, et cetera. The gym kept me alive, man.
Well, and divorce could go one way or another. It could really change you to where you're in fitness and you're like, I'm not going to the gym because I'm depressed. I hate my life. And then you get that slump, and then it's like 2 weeks turns into a month turns into 6 months, and now you're a year out of the gym and you're 100 pounds over. Or you might be fit or moderately fit, and this divorce change, you're like, I'm going to the gym every day.
Yeah.
And it completely changes that. But again, it's all your mentality.
You see a lot of women do that.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Because they're neglected in a bad relationship. And they finally get out of a relationship, and all of a sudden, 0 to hero.
Yeah.
God bless them. I think it's so awesome to see them realize that there's more to life.
Yeah.
I was that guy that, and I'm this guy all the time. It's funny you explain it that way. I go to a dark place.
Yeah.
I let it get the best of me. And then my warrior mentality kicks in and goes, you lazy piece of shit, pick yourself up. Yeah. I know you just got thrown from a bull. You're going to climb on a bigger one, stronger one. You're going to spur it and ride that fucker full 8 now. Yeah. And I've been built that way. My parents even tell me, my dad tells me, man, you've been kicked and knocked down so many times, and you always get up stronger. That's the warrior mentality. You have to. Yeah. You have 2 choices in life. You know, you fucking give up and say that was a wild ride, or you fucking put the spurs back on. Yeah. You grip it and fucking go. Yeah. There's no in between. You can't. Nobody lives in between. So anyway, you were telling me that you've had injuries, you've lost a bunch of weight, gained a lot of bad weight before. So you've done the yo-yo stuff. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right. And how big a swing is it for a human being at the lowest low and at the highest high in fitness? Like, talk about that for people who maybe haven't been here in fitness. Yeah. And then here.
Yeah. So I mean, it's a roller coaster of a swing, right? You can be at your highest where you're in the best shape of your life. You feel good. You wake up happy. Your sex life is good. You know, all the things that you should be feeling, right? And then you hit this lull where life comes into play, right? Or whatever it is. It could be an injury, whatever. We've all had them. And if you're about to be 30 or you're in your 30s, it's going to happen, because that's when it happens. I feel like the magic number is 30.
Well, plus because we lifted so stupid for so many years.
Yeah, everything.
I wish I could have trained differently throughout the years. Knowing what I know now, I'd have more longevity for sure.
All the time I tell people, younger kids, I'm like, please form, focus first, don't compete with me, which is a huge reason why I still wear a hoodie and I throw it on. It's not just to deter people from talking to me. It's literally so I don't look at you and be like, well, I know I can lift that weight. I'm going to do it. Well, hey, if I came in with a mentality of I'm just going to be here to better myself and lift what I know I can lift and be healthy and active and be able to play catch and football with the kids, that's where I want to be.
But it's hard for a type A personality warrior to leave the ego at the door.
Oh, yeah.
When you go to the gym, you truly need to leave the ego at the door. Yeah. You need to, and that's where the body dysmorphia comes in. Like, I can leave my ego at the door of the gym because I look in the mirror and see that 132-pound kid that wrestled in high school at 5'10". That's all I ever see. So when I look in the mirror, I look over and go, I see you. Damn, look at him. He's a beast. That guy, look at him working out, dude. Like, veins popping out his forehead. I better get my shit together. Yeah. It's motivating for me. I don't compare myself to you. I use you as a benchmark.
And I
say, I want to be like that.
That's the ticket.
Well, then I got to do what he's doing to get what he has.
You don't have to lift the same weight. You're not in that same journey. This guy's been working out for 10, 15 years before you, or whatever it is. Yeah. You compete with the guy in the mirror, and that's who you focus on. That's it.
I always tell my clients, you give your body what it needs on a daily basis. No less, no more. Sometimes you don't have it, you don't feel it, don't. Yeah. The days you're feeling it, hit the gas pedal. 100%. Take advantage of it, and 100%. Don't go, I got to get my 4 sets, my 4 sets of 20, but leave the math at the door. Yeah. Push your body right to the limit every single day. Today is your limits here. Yeah. When your limit's higher, rise to the occasion. Put another 10 pounds on. Do another 2 reps. Push yourself, because the body adapts, right? Yeah. You beat it up, it comes back bigger, better, faster, stronger. Whatever your training schedule is geared toward, that's what you're going to achieve. People don't get that. The one thing I say is that the other second really important thing that I tell them is be better than yesterday.
Yeah.
Just improvement. Like
Every day.
progress over perfection is a huge key. And then lastly, the worst thing a young kid could do is ego lift.
Yes.
Because you're elastic. Like
Yeah.
Weston's made out of elastic rubber.
Yes.
He's not going to get hurt.
Yeah.
He hasn't learned that your joints deteriorate, your bones deteriorate, you get bursitis, you get this, you get that. He also hasn't learned that muscle grows 70% faster than your joints and ligaments.
Yes.
That's why I wear wraps. That's where, because I'm not the P word.
Yeah.
It's because I'm smart
Right.
and had aching tendons and
Yes.
hurt elbows. We've all had them, right? Those are all the smart things, dude. And a lot of pushing at the wrong points,
Yeah.
right? Especially when you
Form, man,
when you
it's
let the
huge.
weight drop and try to push it once.
Yeah.
150 pounds this way, stopped, and then 150 pounds upward is 150 pounds.
Yeah.
150 pounds this way, dropping it, trying to catch it and push it the other direction before it stopped is 225 pounds,
Yeah.
250 pounds, 300. The faster
Yeah.
you go and the more you try to drop it, the more weight you're trying to instantly put load on your body. It's not built to do that. Things tear, things break. How to learn that? The hard way.
Yep.
It was a PFQ for our crash, back when gangs were called crash, and I'm OG. And we shouldn't have. We ran, push-ups, pull-ups, sit-ups, did all calisthenics before the lifting. Shouldn't do that. You're already fatiguing. And I ego lifted. And I tore my shoulder, and it was bad for like 2 years.
Well,
It
then
was
you hit a
horrible.
slump, and then you're going back, and then you just touched on the, tendons and muscles, which one grows faster, right? So it's like you take somebody who's been lifting for years, and you come back, and your muscle memory comes back, and you're starting to get stronger and stronger, but you don't realize them tendons and joints, they don't play catch up the same way. So it's like, oh, my joints are killing me again. Well, now I can't lift what I used to lift, and I did that for years.
You
and
just need to give them what they need today. No more, no less. The best advice I can give, but that explanation you gave, it really articulates that necessity. Yeah, and I've tried to mentor people every once in a while. If I see somebody struggle, I see somebody doing something, I just cringe. I can't help myself. The instructor in me comes out, the trainer in me, the contest prep coach in me comes out, and it comes from a place to want to help, not ridicule, not show knowledge, not be ego, nothing.
Yeah.
It comes from a place of goodness in my heart,
Yeah.
that warrior tribe.
Yeah.
I want to pull these people in my tribe. Quick story, I was at our gym down the street, won't name names, but this guy's training his son, and he's not doing close grip, because close grip will be this, and it would be lightweight, correct?
Right.
And it'd be form.
Yep.
Balance teaches you and keeps strength going through the triceps. It's like a medium, because you're supposed to be at a 90, right?
Yeah.
Not out here, not in here. It's supposed to be at a 90, right? And this guy's inside a 90, but not close grip. And he's struggling bad, weights all over. Dad's not spotting, Dad's just staring at him. And I go, hey, I don't want to overstep my balance, man. You're a kid, but do you mind just be? And the guy's like, no, go ahead. I was like, that's really bad on his joints, man.
Yeah.
And he's struggling. I'm like, form over weight, especially at his age.
Yeah.
He's going to not complain because his body's not going to immediately hurt or send you, but it's really damaging over time. And
he's going to learn from that form for the rest of his life, and that's what he was taught. So he just
there's
keeps
a
that
thousand other exercises if you want to target his triceps.
Yeah.
You don't have to do something that's bad for you. It's a compound exercise with joints in a bad position.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, we're good working triceps. I go, well, then do close in, at least, and go lighter weight. And he's like, no, I've been doing this forever. I go, and then I did have to check myself. My wife checked me, and I should just, I backed off.
Yeah.
In retrospect, I always know when I make a mistake, and I've fallen short.
Yeah.
I should have done that. But I go, I've only been doing this for 30 years. What do I know?
Yeah.
He goes, oh, yeah, I've been competing for 30 years, 32 years, like just one-upping.
Yeah.
And I looked at him. Come on, you and I have been in this
Yes.
business long enough to know you haven't done this 30 minutes, dude.
Yes.
I can look at your physique, and you can tell if somebody was. Like, you can tell that I had some muscle on at the time. I still have the shape, the physique, the strength, but I'm out of shape right now. You can tell he was never.
Yeah.
That's probably the best he's ever been, and it's not even. And I don't want to ridicule or judge. That's fine.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
But then I realized he's got to save face in front of his kid.
Bingo.
We're not all the same.
Yeah.
The lesson I learned many years ago that I should have applied again, and I learned again, was to each their own.
Yeah.
I should have backed off the throttle. And me as a father, I'd have been different. I'd have been like, you know what? You're right. You know what? I appreciate you. Even if I disagreed, I appreciate you. You need to show humility and strength to your child.
100%.
not defensiveness, not, you think that kid knows if his dad knows that, not, or has that experience? Kid knows.
Yeah.
Kid knows. At 11 years old, 13, he knows.
Yeah.
No, Dad,
When
you haven't been training,
when you
competing
can see,
for 30 years. I've been
when
alive
someone's giving you
17,
advice
I've never,
that's like, hey, this is actually working. What you taught me is not.
and dude's just trying to help. He said he's just trying to help. So there's a lot to be learned. The reason I mention that is we've all been on both sides of that.
Yeah.
Learn from that. I relearned from that. It'd been a long time since I made that mistake. And I made that mistake again because we're not perfect. And I spent a long time in the gym. It's where your heart is, where it came from. That kid may remember that conversation. He may he may take my advice, regardless of father, and learn something.
Yeah.
Or he may have learned, Dad's not always the best source.
Right.
There's a lot of things, we talked about this. There's a lot of things I don't teach my children.
Yeah.
I don't teach my kids jujitsu.
Yep.
I've been out of it for a while because my leg, it's very dangerous for me to train and roll because if it goes the wrong way, I'm done. It's not worth it. And I've been tested and I don't forget.
Yeah.
I still am fine.
Yeah.
I wish I could. I have them be trained.
Yeah.
I'm not music inclined. I've sent my kid to piano and now he's learning guitar.
Yeah.
You need to get the best source for your children.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to always be you. You, because you're true warrior mentality, you told me, hey man, I think I want you to teach my wife firearms.
Yeah.
I think I want you to teach my kids firearms.
Yeah.
You've been shooting your whole life.
Yeah.
You're very ego-free. I've seen you shoot a shotgun today. It's on film. Dude, you're legit. And you say that you shoot a pistol very well. I know you and how humble you are. If you say you shoot a pistol well, it means you shoot a pistol fucking well.
Yeah.
And you still said, I'd like you to teach them.
Yeah.
That embodies a lot to me. That means a lot to me. You have my mentality. Yeah, I make mistakes sometimes, like I mentioned, because I want you guys to see that I'm human. I'm not claiming to be a superhero or do the right thing all the time.
Yeah.
That was really cool to hear. And then your wife telling me, after a few drinks, of course, she literally says, no, you're my guy, not him.
Yeah.
I need to train with you.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah. That's not easy for a guy that looks like you, has your mentality, your experience. That's not easy for someone to go, yeah, bro, sure.
Yeah, 5 years ago would have been a different answer. And it's just, you grow, and that's just what life is. You grow and you learn things, and I've learned, and I think just with probably most everybody's husband and wife, and it shouldn't be this way, but it is, it's your wife or kid or somebody, whether they know you or not, you're not the day-to-day husband or the dad, and to give the advice, the know-it-all, and I have to know because I'm the dad and I'm the provider and I do all these things, right? Where you're just not this big thesaurus that's just like, hey, I know everything, I'm going to teach you everything, and whatever this guy says, listen to me because I'm your husband or I'm your dad.
Yeah.
Dude, this guy's been doing this guy's been doing something, this is his life, his career, 100% knows some more things than I do. Now, sure, I'm going to correct some things that I don't like what I'm seeing, and I'm still going to have some input, right? But somebody who's professionally trained and all these things, like, hey, you might have something that resonates with her, like, hey, this needs to happen, and she's not been around guns her
Plus,
whole
we
life.
talked about it. And I say this on the show all the time, and I still get these people in the comments, you only know what you know.
Yeah.
Right? We are trained so many, firearms, for example. We're trained so many years, run a stock gun.
Yeah.
Anything you do, they're unreliable. That's so not true anymore. Period. Go to other YouTube channels. You're going to figure it out real fast. We only know what we know.
Yeah.
With kids and family, we only know what we know. If you took a fire, because you've never even been in one of my classes yet, if you took a class from me, you would go, wow, I'm really out of touch with this, or I don't know all that, or I didn't realize there were so many nuances to that, and so many more tricks of the trade since when I was taught to shoot a gun, the basic 7 fundamentals of shooting. These people that comment on that, they only know what they know, and God bless them. I tell them all the time, you only know what you know.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, if I'm in a gunfight, I just want a stock gun so it's reliable. Everything I did to that gun, I did a show on. It's not sitting out here. Increase reliability, increase performance, or I didn't put it on the gun because I don't buy guns or build guns for show.
Right.
I build guns to go.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing, right? And I kind of want to expand on that, talk about it. The other thing I want to talk about is this show, the YouTube, Fit2Fire Warrior, our training. Nobody on our team, nor you, nor me, knows everything about handguns, knows everything about shooting, knows everything about CQB. All that is a art, not an exact science.
Right.
It's evolved so many over the years. But we're current. We do what works and doesn't work. We have tried a plethora of things in the past and we have had that mentality in the past. I used to keep all my guns stock.
Yeah.
I was that same thing, saying the same thing. but it was applicable back then.
Right.
It's not.
Yeah.
If you buy a $4,000 staccato, it will make you shoot better now.
Yeah.
15 years ago, I'd be like, no, the better the gun, the more sensitive the trigger,
Right.
the worse your problems are going to be.
Yeah. Technology changes with everything.
With everything. So what's cool is you get that. So let's change gears because I want to frame this out. I want to dive into the hunting thing because I am a new hunter. Since I moved to Texas, we talked about that. And I've learned a lot, and I've had some successful hunts. We'll talk about it. But I don't know half of what you know.
Yeah.
So I want to start off with, I want to change gears, some more fun stuff for these guys think. I want to start off with cool hunting stories right off the bat.
Okay.
Right? I don't want to slowly learn about hunting because we could do a whole channel on just deer hunting. Tell me a really cool hunting story, either an epic hunt, super cool experience, something really badass, something really funny. Like, what's your cool hunting story?
My most recent one, which to me is funny, and if you ask my wife, she's gonna say it wasn't. She'll tell you she almost died.
Oh, that's the one you're talking about. Then okay,
This is the hog. This is the hog story. So, I'm deer hunting. It's I don't remember if it's a couple weeks into open or something like that. But it's archery only, and we're out there, and we show up the first night, and we saw 15 deer. And I drew back, and I was like, at that time, I was like, I'm holding out for a specific size buck. It's got to be perfect, so I'm here for does, just to fill the freezer, and let's get some meat. And I go back to drawing this doe, and for those of you that are hunters, you see a white-tailed deer or something, and every once in a while you see one that's just like, I call it the Disneyland or the Disney Bambi, just a beautiful deer, and you're like, man, that is just a pretty deer. Well, that doe happened to be one, and I was more in like awe over how pretty she was. But I was like, well, she's a doe and she's here, and I'm gonna take her, So I get ready and I'm pull back like this, and my wife, oh, and I would look back and I'm like, damn it. So I put it down. Like, well, now I'm not gonna shoot her, right? So fast forward the next day, we go out there early morning, switch spots, or actually no, this was the same spot. Sorry. And so we set up, and just first light comes, and it's 30 minutes before shoot light is when you can, or before sunrise is when you can shoot. And so I'm sitting there, and it's probably 15 minutes before legal shoot time. Now in hogs in Texas, you can hunt night, it doesn't matter, but I'm shooting a bow, and I'm there for deer. I wasn't there for hogs. So we're setting up, and I can just see, you couldn't hear them, which I can always usually smell them, and I can usually hear them coming in because they're usually loud. These ones were stealthy. They were quiet. They were just, you didn't smell them. And so she didn't know, and I'm like, babe, I think we got hogs. She's like looking, and I just see this black little speck, and then the specks are growing and growing and growing. So there's piglets in the bunch, and I see a boar and a sow. And the boar is the one I wanted. He had some cutters on him. That was the one I want. Beautiful color, and I was like, I want that one. He was out of range. He kept hiding behind this bush, and I couldn't get a shot off. Well, now it's shoot time, and they're running around, and then they scattered. They come back. Well, anyways, a couple piglets come in. I was like, I'm not wasting an opportunity. I'm sticking one of these things. So I draw back, boom, hit one, and you just hear it punch. It's loud. Wah, wah. They're wheeling all over, and they scatter. Well, the big boar comes charging at us, and we're in a pop-up tent in a blind. And I got my chest holster on, so I've got my 40, and I'm sitting there, and I pull out when I have my bow in my hand. I couldn't get it off, so I'm holding like this, and she's like sitting there in her corner praying, please don't let me die here, please don't let me die. Well, he wasn't charging at us, he just came running like this. Are you
standing? You're in a ground blind?
Yeah, we're in a pop-up blind, so a little pop-up tent, and we're sitting down like this, so I come back through the window, and boom, hammer. Well, then they scatter, and he comes barreling at us, and then the sow comes behind, and then they just break 10, 15 feet in front of us. And so she's sitting there thinking, like, these things are about to charge me. They're going to eat me alive. And I'm sitting there, like, trying to draw on it, but I couldn't get a shot. And so they take off, and they're grunting really loud. And she's sitting there, and I'm like, are you okay? And she's like, I almost died. I almost died. And I'm like, you didn't almost die. I wouldn't have let you die, right?
But you're an avid hunter.
Yes.
To put it in perspective, though, I've seen videos of guys running away from a hog, and the boar just goes like this and removes their calf.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like, those cutters are gnarly.
Them cutters.
I'm going to cut to, I've got one up here.
Yeah.
And you can see what the cutters are. Yeah. And they're serrated. They're nasty,
they're
right?
Nasty.
And they'll lift body parts right off. So,
they're strong.
You're a man, you're a hunter. I get it. You're an apex.
Yeah.
But to her, that was a real possibility. Oh, yeah. Right? If you want to get real,
it'll
go right through that tent.
100%.
It'll run it right over.
Oh, yeah. Would have ran both of us over.
Yeah.
I mean, they're strong. People don't think that, but.
So I know you would have.
Oh, yeah.
Rear naked choke. He's out the whole bit. But
I give him a little nuggie or something. let him know, hold him down and stare him in his
Because she was
eyes.
telling me the other night about almost dying when it's not. And I was like, don't tell me. I want to
Yeah.
hear it here.
Yeah.
So I'll tell my quick hog story. I'm hunting. I had a property up in Hamilton, about an hour and a half from
Love
here.
it. I love Hamilton.
And really fun, lots of hogs. Well, I kept seeing this one called Oreo because they had white in the middle and black. It looked like a giant Oreo. And the feeder stands, I'm 5'10", and the thing that sends the corn is right at my face. So that thing's, 5'6". It's halfway up. So I'm like, this thing's 3.5 feet tall. That's well over 250 pounds. Any feral hog in Texas could crack 300. I don't know. I'll post some pictures on here. You can tell me, you hog pros out there. I don't crack. It's north of 250.
Yeah.
Okay, much bigger than me. So we're in I have 2 stands, lower and the upper, and my buddy's using my 300 blackout night vision, probably just out of frame, and hog rounds, Barnes TAC TX black tip rounds, drops hogs.
Yeah.
I've got that gun right there, different sight on it at the time, but that gun, 10.5-inch barrel. I don't even think it was suppressed then. That thing's not killing nothing. I shot plenty of 200 and under.
Yeah.
Plenty shot placement done, no problem. So I see my camera go off. It's cellular up the camera. I go, it's Oreo, dude. He's up there. I go, I'm gonna go check it out. Do you want to come with me? He's lazy. Nah, I'm good right here. Instead of grabbing the hog crusher night vision scope, I go, well, I got a tack light on there. I'm good. I'm just gonna walk up there. So I'm 51 yards away from the feeder, a little bit uphill, and I'm behind the tent. I'm not gonna crawl in it. And I hear him, but my motion sensor is not going off. It's a motion sensor.
The green light?
Green light.
Yeah.
It's not going off.
Yeah.
But you can hear a hog that size eat.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, crunching.
It's loud.
Yeah.
And I go, I'm gonna lean out of a tent, not a tree,
Yeah.
not cover. There's a difference between cover and concealment, guys, right? And I lean out of the tent. I go, I'm gonna turn the tack light on. I'm gonna crack them because I've shot placement. I've shot plenty of hogs. I know what I'm doing now. I'm 2 years into hunting.
Yeah. Professional.
I lean out, and this is just a pure military law enforcement in me, like just apex, thinking I own everything. I lean out, tack light, it's broadside. I crack him, and I guess it misses his shutoff valve and hits his shoulder. And we know the shoulder, they'll shorter 308 rounds and survive sometimes if it doesn't break bone.
Yeah.
I crack it. It turns. I crack it again. It's coming at me. What am I trained to do? I leave cover, the tent, and I just walk. I just walk like I'm shooting on the flat range. Bump, 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 bump. Great rhythm, just putting it down. I'm tattooing this thing. So much smoke's coming off the gun that I can't even see my red dot anymore.
Yeah.
And I was, at the time, I had a whole sun, kind of like the EOTech, big window. I just keep him centered on the window because I know that I just keep him centered on the window and I'm shouldered right on this thing. I keep shooting. I'm probably hitting it.
Yeah.
Then I put one right over the top of its head thinking that's going to drop him. It is now 10 yards away. I'm doing the math, the ballistics. I'm changing. I'm shooting higher because, side of a bore, it's going to strike lower. Right. I'm going higher. I'm doing all the math. I'm doing all the combat logistics, engaging a target. And it doesn't ever dawn on me, this thing's going to just run me over.
Yeah.
And if you cut to this skull in a minute and see his teeth, that's so
He's got
dumb.
some cutters on that thing.
That was so dumb.
Yeah.
But grace of God, it just hangs a left to me, right to, it just hangs right.
Another one?
And I eat a couple more rounds, and it keeps running. So heart's beating out of my chest.
Oh, yeah.
The adrenaline's flowing. I loved it. This is why we hunt, guys.
Yeah.
And I start tracking it. Dude, not a drop of blood. I hit it at least solid 9 times. At least. Facts. And I'm going, no blood, no blood, no blood. Finally, I see a broken cactus. I go, okay, right or to V.
Yeah.
It's like it's all meant to be. Okay, he went this way, thank God. Then I'm nothing. On a rock, drop of blood. Here we go.
So you didn't
now
wait.
He's
You
running.
went straight
starts
after
pumping.
him.
No, because I'm stupid. I don't know that. And I'm going to you to teach us what I should have done.
Yeah.
And I follow it. So I hear it beyond a tree, and I see it. And what do we do? Tactically, triangulate, right? Get around the side of it. It's sitting up, like this tall, like a dog, sitting up. But it's like wavering.
Oh, yeah. He's
groaning.
Yeah.
I get within 10 yards. I do the math. 2.5-inch hold high because it's going to shoot low, side of a bore. We teach a whole thing on this probably, but and I crack and it goes and drops. I walk up, no damage to the side of his head. I go, did he die of a heart attack? Come on, did I miss him? There's adrenaline flowing, but Lord, 10 yards away with a gun that I know everything about.
Yeah.
When I turn him over, I guess it went right through his ear hole.
Oh, wow.
And blew it out the side.
Wow.
I couldn't drag it, too heavy.
Yeah.
Couldn't get my truck in there because of the cactus, the trees, and the way that. We ended up having to try to take his head off because I wanted the skull.
Yeah, you want them out.
And feral hogs, guys, we can leave them out there. When they're that big, the meat is too tough. You can't eat it.
Yeah.
You leave it out there for the buzzards,
Yeah.
right? Or you throw it away. That property, we'll leave it out there. And we're can't cut it with a knife. We found a rock shaped like a tomahawk, put it on there. We're jumping. My buddy's like 230.
Wow.
He's jumping up on top to break the vertebrae.
Yeah.
Then we can't get the spinal cord cut. So we're spinning the head around in circles. It won't come off. It's just comedy.
Yeah.
And then I'm carrying it by the tusk like this, and my biceps are burning carrying it by the truck.
Heavy.
That head's probably 50 pounds, I'm thinking. So that's my funny story.
Yeah.
What did I learn? Did I look cool? Did it feel cool? Yes.
Yeah, it was badass.
Was it stupid as hell? Oh my God, dude, I'll never do that again. That was so dumb. But it tells you what's the bulk of my training to attack the threat. To attack. If I'm there and there's no cover, I'm not going to turn my back on something. You're going to just, you're all
it's
in
me
or
versus
nothing.
you.
Yeah. And literally the only reason I won the battle is because I kept coming and he finally went, okay, I've had enough getting shot.
Off,
Yeah, and he's not backing
Yeah.
off. So, because he's in defense mode,
Yeah.
really. Scary as
Well,
hell.
they got a big old thick plate all the way across. So that's
Okay.
why a lot of people don't realize when you shoot these things, they've got a thick protective shield that protects all their vitals.
Okay, so it's not like a deer, because deer is it's a good shot.
Right. Yeah, you
But the
hit a
hog's
deer
not.
right behind the shoulder, and a lot of times just that kinetic energy will expand and block, drop the organs, and they're done.
So my new hunting mentor, what should I have done when it took a right? Because I learned this way later with deer especially.
Yeah.
What should I have done?
Well, I mean, right or wrong way, I don't know. 100 people can argue different, right? You felt what you needed to instinctively attack your threat and neutralize, right? When he broke off, you definitely, in my opinion, did the right thing by putting a couple rounds in him and trying to finish him off. For me, I'm ethical over anything. I don't ever leave anything and not track it. I'm going to finish my hog story after this. But for me, I don't care if it's a coyote, which I can't stand the things, but I don't ever just shoot them and not find them and at least, let them rest in peace kind of thing. But, tactically going after it and finding it and doing what you did. What I always say to anybody, especially new hunters, you've put some rounds in this thing and he's going to die. I usually wait at least 30 to 40 minutes, let him expire, and then go track. Find your blood. Loot, once you see where he went, now again, you're at night, so it's a little hard for you to see visibly where the hell this thing's at. But, find out where he's at, put a marker, put an orange tape, something that drop a bag. I'm like, okay, he's here, and I know he's 30 yards this direction. There's a, cedar tree or whatever it is. Find your mental memories.
Okay.
Let them sit. You'll hear, they'll get the death moan, whatever. But I always let them sit.
So I was taught, tell me if it's true or not, seems like it, that when you shoot, especially a deer, when you shoot a deer, if it thinks it's being chased, it's going to run and run and run and run. If their heart's beating and beating and beating, it could plug the wound and coagulate the blood, and the thing could survive it. If it doesn't feel like it's being chased, it may go into close proximity, lay down to rest, then it's sedentary, then it bleeds out.
So I've never heard of it coagulating, but they run off of pure adrenaline. So if they feel a threat is chasing them and they're not pumping and leaking out of a, if it's not like a double lung or a heart or whatever, depending on caliber, right? You only need a pinhole to pierce a heart. So true, not true, I guess. But for me, I've never heard of coagulating and continuing to run. I have shot with my bow where I've punched some holes and that thing took off knowing something hit me. I don't like this. I'm running. But again, I watched it, the whole entire thing. You track it and you're like, okay, mental note, this tree, there's a cactus here, there's this. And you do not, if you're talking to me, I'm listening to you, but I'm watching where the last visibility of where I saw that animal run to. And I'm not going to break that sight. And I'm going to tell you, hey, you see that tree right here? Do not let me lose this tree. There's this rock. There's this whatever it is. There's something.
So it's not necessarily wound filling up. It's more the adrenaline. When the adrenaline fades, then maybe he's, because they say that, it can survive if it keeps running. Adrenaline long enough that the body can naturally coagulate and close the wound.
Well, and it's all shot placement too. If you hit it in the hard, like, I've not ever once shot anything that didn't,
Well, we don't want to get into shot placement. We're talking about this age-old 6'5" Creedmoor thing, and that's a whole nother day.
Yeah, for sure.
So, okay. So, cool. So I did learn the correct thing, but a couple misnomers with it that you cleared up. So finish your hog story, because I thought that was the part where she just thought she was going to
No,
die.
that's
There's more.
the funny part, but there's a real cool
Okay,
part.
let's go.
This is where I become a badass. And so punch this, and again, these are piglets. They're 80 pounds, 90 pounds. I think the biggest one maybe 90 pounds. I didn't weigh them, but I've hog hunted enough, I can tell, right? So I hit one, and my wife, we're sitting there after all the chaos starts to wind down and it gets quiet again. I'm like, let's give it 15 minutes, let everything die down. So I was like, all right, I'm going to go grab this thing. Well, it was still squealing after like 15 minutes. So I was like, I got to go expire this thing. I don't care. I don't like seeing things suffer. It doesn't matter if it's a hog, a coyote. I don't like animals suffering. So I was like, I got to go expire this thing. Everything's quiet. So I go out, pop around in it. It expires. And she's like, I think you hit another one. And I was like, no, I'm bow hunting. Like, I hit one. She's like, babe, your arrow like took off. And I'm like, no, it went through. Well, she wasn't wrong. I go out there and I'm looking at this hog and I'm like, I got to go track my arrow because they're expensive. If you're a bow hunter, you know that you don't lose arrows.
Yeah.
So I go start tracking my arrow and I've got a Luminox on the back, which Luminox are, they light up once they release. So you can see.
Yeah, I just added those in like last year.
Yeah. So I'm going to look and I'm in some thick, nasty stuff and I'm talking it's up to my chest. And I'm like, I'm not going to find this damn arrow. Well, then I start looking. I'm like, there's blood over here. And so she's like, I'm telling you, I think you hit another one. So I start tracking. Lose blood, I back up a little bit, find it again, I'm like, I lost blood, I can't find it. Ran off somewhere in this nasty thick stuff. So I'm tracking, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna backtrack a little bit, and I happen to glance just to my left, and I'm talking smaller than my pinky nail, this speck of blood on this blade of grass. And I was like, oh. So I turned to my left, he went up, turned and cut left into this thick stuff, and then cut up this little ridge over here, and it's all in nasty, thick cactus stuff. Well, I just see spewing. I'm he's over here. So I walk up this little ravine and I don't know, it was maybe 40 yards he took off from the spot I was standing at. And I was like, babe, I got him. She's like, are you serious? And I come back and I'm holding him up. And I was like, I got 2 freaking hogs with 1 arrow.
Wow.
And I was like, how badass is that?
So my kid in video games calls it a collateral.
Yeah.
Right, where you one shot kills 2 dudes. He's all stoked when he gets a collateral shot.
Yeah.
So you put an arrow through 1 hog and it ended up striking a second hog. Mm-hmm. Did you even know the hog was in the background or whatever?
So because they were piglets and it was still, I would mention it was real dark still. Okay. I didn't know that there was another. I knew that there was more around. I didn't know that they were like back to back. So it hit and went through one, and it kind of like a high mid gut shot, and so it stuck it kind of in the guts. And when I found it, it was kind of intestines were coming out and stuff. But he expired quick. The other one didn't. So yeah, it was super weird. But
wow. So the through and through lived longer.
Yes.
Than the second one.
Yes.
Secondary impact.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Wow.
But it was, to me, I love this story just because, one, my wife's not a big hunter. She didn't grow up hunting. When her and I got together, we got married, because of me, she's like, I want to get into this and it's going to be a part of my world. So she comes and hangs out, but that was her first hog experience. So she almost died, if you ask her.
And her husband's a stud.
Yeah, and husband's a badass. I killed 2 hogs with 1 arrow. So I come back and I'm like, who do you know that did this? She's like, you're the only person. I'm like, that's right.
Dude, the only person I know who's done that. I've heard some wild shots. My kid has one I told you about. We're in the tree stand, and he's going to take his first crossbow shot at a deer. And he's got, I have the video of it. It's pretty funny to watch. He's got, maybe I can stitch it in if I can find it. He's got a perfect shot on like 2 or 3 doe. I can't remember. They hop my fence, they're on the feeder, and we're 7 degrees. Right, and so he's got the ballistics because I made him zero the target at that angle, not flat, because I learned that already in the past. I screwed that one up. So anyway, he's zeroed perfectly. He's such a good shot, good breath control. His trigger presses are so clean, and he's waiting, and you hear him breathe multiple times. He goes, Dad, this is it turns. Sure enough, he lets one go. You see the Luminox, spirals a little bit, and it's going right at the kill shot. And you're going, if you slow-mo it, you're like, this thing's hammered.
Yeah.
Deer jumps, runs away.
Oh, yeah.
We got on there, not a spot of blood.
Yeah.
But the arrow is sticking straight dead center into the leg of the feeder. The hole is down there still, I'll show you. It's dead center, and it sticks in the broadhead, kind of sticks out like he's pierced that thing right in dead center of the...
Unlucky.
So, 1, I was like, we need to turn the feeder.
Yeah.
2, you need to account for that and wait until he moves and clears that.
Yeah.
Things you learn in hunting, right? Just like you should debrief and learn from every engagement, everything, every training engagement, simulations, everything. And that's what we took from that.
Yeah.
If I could stitch in the video, it'd be cool. If you have any stills of that trip. We'll
Yeah.
stitch that into if we can. If we can't, we'll catch it next time.
Yeah, I got a
But,
few photos.
Dude, that's wild.
Yeah.
That's wild. So, all right. So the hunting thing, people don't know, or the avid hunters to get into it. Give me some cool hunting tips. Like, let's say somebody's going to start hog hunting or deer hunting or anything going on this season.
Yeah.
Give them something like to get them started on things that like you'll screw up right. But I know wind direction,
Yeah.
scent, you screw up. I learned some cool things like if it's your property and you're going to develop it, which is what I was doing up there and I hadn't been hunted before. My buddy's like, when you're building your tent, putting your feeder up, doing all that stuff, and you have a sweaty shirt, leave that shirt hanging in the feeder because they'll every time they smell you, they're like, it's normal. I always smell that here.
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, it can be. If you got deer like on your property that are constantly coming in and you name them and whatever it is, yes. But when you're out in the wild and
On a real hunt.
yeah, on a real hunt.
So I'm a deer stand hunter because I had 10 acres, man.
Yeah.
Like, you're not stalking.
No,
nothing
that's
with 10
still
acres.
hunting. I mean, hunting is hunting.
Yeah,
That's not.
it's still
but-
exciting. It gets old. It does get old.
Yeah.
To the Midwest people that think we're lazy and pieces of shit, it's a great way to learn to hunt and understand the fundamentals, the basic, and be excited when you see animals, and then you see so much wildlife.
Yeah, and especially
It's
for
awesome.
kids, if you're trying to get the kids involved, to get them out, and whether it's actually getting anything. And again, for me, it's not always about killing something. It's about getting out there, and like we did this morning. I mean, the morning hunt was slow for a little bit, and then it picked up a little bit. But I mean, we were shooting the shit for a good 45 minutes of just talking and having a
Loved
good time.
it.
And like to me, I'm like, I could have did that for 2 hours and not shot anything, and still had a great time.
Yeah.
So, and it's tough for kids, right? Kids don't want that. Kids want to
they
go
don't
out
have
there.
attention span.
Yeah, they need to go out there. They need to see something. They need to shoot something, or they need to see you shoot something. So, you come out to a property and you've got activity. Well, 10 acres is, for some people it's small. For some people it's a lot. But having 10 acres that's yours to be able to hunt it and bring kids out and get them involved, like that's huge. It doesn't matter if it's hunting over corn or
I was
whatever
bummed
it
when we
is.
sold it, but I get every penny out of those memories. And my kids did. They all shot their first anything.
Yeah.
They were 13, 14 when I first got it.
Yeah.
And they had their little 22s when they first, one had a Creedmoor, I got them, one had a 22.
Yeah.
Actually, both had, one had a 1022, the other had the M&P little AR-22. Yeah. They were 13 years old, walking around armed, hunting on a property legally and having a blast. They just thought it was so cool to walk around with a gun, dude, because we grew up in California.
Yeah.
When the hell would they be able to do that?
Yeah.
Without going to jail?
Yep.
Never. So they enjoyed that. And then my kid bought this, I don't know, $15 laser, and he put it on his 22, and I was laughing at him the whole time. One of my kids still has it on there. Weston's laughing because he's seen it. It's like this big.
Yeah.
But he actually zeroed it to the iron sights messing around in the morning. And we're cruising around. He says, Dad, can I shoot this rabbit? I'm like, yeah, they're season, they're cool, but you got to eat what you take, and the whole, honor system. And I hear him go, Tsh, and I go, he's like, I got it. He brings it over, he holds it up, it's all tall. And what he did was he didn't even use this. He had little red dogs, like came on it.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it was zeroed. But he said he hit the laser, and under 10 yards, he went under a tree and just hit with the laser. And I'm like, that's some Navy SEAL shit right there, bro.
100%.
Like
It's in his
laser
blood.
only.
It's in his blood.
And he was so stoked. And then the other time he was super stoked is he was shooting at a rabbit. He was using this 300 blackout with the night vision. It's heavy, 16-inch barrel, huge night vision, big IR light on and it's hard for anybody to hold out there. And he's like, hey, and it's recorded, which is nice on that audio and everything.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, it's a rabbit, can I shoot? I go, okay, but then you're done.
Yeah.
Like you're not gonna shoot anything else tonight. It's late in the middle of the night, you're gonna scare off everything. And I go, do you want it? And he goes, yeah. And I go, can you hit it? Can you hit it? He goes, yes. And it's 55 yards, heavy gun, night vision, the whole bit.
Yeah.
And you hear him take several breaths.
Yeah.
I thought he was gonna shoot. Nope, not good enough for him. And you watch the sight on the video steady.
Yeah.
And it's so neat to watch for those of you who don't know how to breathe, don't do a lot of long range shooting.
Yeah.
You see how perfect he is
Yeah.
and how natural he is. Finally he goes, and you know he's trigger pressing, and the shot breaks.
Yeah.
And I go, did you get him? And it's quiet, and he goes, smoked him. And he did. He hammered that thing.
Yeah.
Like, that's the story that's going to last myself and him a lifetime.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know?
you asked about, just how do things compare tactically to hunting and things like that, right?
Yeah,
So, like,
yeah.
in my opinion, the tips that you asked, right, what are some good tips that you can give? Breathing is so huge, and it's from a tactical standpoint, and also when you're in your hunting, right? Like zeroing in your rifle, like the breathing and how you do that. Because when you're in the middle of a hunt and you're out on the range. Yeah, breathing control is easy. You're breathing.
Yeah, yeah.
You feel everything steady, squeeze, right? Everything's nice. But you get out in front of a freaking deer, whether it's a spike that you're just going to take or you got some freaking 12-point buck in front of you, your heart's just going crazy. So that breathing control and just muscle memory of like, okay, go through the steps. I got to do this. He's here. But it's tough too because you don't have a lot of time. You get a 12-point buck in front of you and he sends you, wins you, whatever it is.
You think you need to shoot right.
Yeah, you got to be quick.
now.
You got to be now. But it's like you got to get in there and get your breathing and all the things. So it's like the fundamentals of hunting and just getting out and remembering the things that you have to do. It's like practice makes perfect, right? Like I used to go out with my bow all the time and I'd take, it's like a dice and you just throw it.
Oh yeah, little foam dice?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you just throw it. And it doesn't matter where it's at, whatever the range is, wherever you're sitting, awkward positions. You could be leaning like this. You might have to lean down. Yeah. You got to do it because if you don't train for real environment, type scenarios, not everybody's sitting in a tree stand. Not everybody's in a, it's like you got to be what's real.
That one shot you might have might be around a tree and under a bush.
Yes.
And that's the only shot you got.
Yeah.
No, I love that comparison.
Yeah.
Is totally true. And we talked about this morning, a lot of what I teach across the country when I teach our tactical teams that I was doing the last couple of years, even 20, 25-year cops, veterans, SWAT guys, narcotics guys, people that haven't been in a gunfight, haven't been in a shooting, or when shots go off near them, all that adrenaline that's more so that just instant spike, it creates a fog of war. And there's even a fog of training. So we do these simulation scenarios and these force option simulator machines where it's cast on as a video. And I watch them freeze for a second. It's normal. It's humans. Freeze for a second. And then it kicks into gear.
Yeah.
That's the fog of training, the fog of war. And I said, hey, that's in training. Imagine what it is if there's a real guy with a gun in front of you that you dropped. I teach them to understand it, know what it is, and manage it. So in hunting, that's exactly what you're doing.
Right.
Is you're learning to manage it probably a lot more than a lot of these cops because that's an adrenaline situation.
Yeah.
Until they get in that, they don't really have a lot of that, right? So depending on what your op tempo is, how busy your city is, and how bad the scenarios are.
Right.
But I remember like my first scenarios, real-time scenarios, like I just remember that adrenaline being through the roof and that fog of war and not remembering anything at first until it starts to dissipate after a while. That's why you never ask somebody who got into shooting, what happened?
Yeah.
Leave him alone, let him get his lawyer, wait for the fog of war to dissipate so he can think clearly and start to remember what actually happened before he says things that aren't true because he doesn't know.
Right.
It's not fair to do to somebody, and they're locked into those statements legally and criminally potentially, right?
Yeah.
So I would teach people how to understand it, recognize it, and manage it. Because if you know that you're freezing and you go, dude, get back in the game, you can minimize that you can mitigate it, right? Same thing with hunting. I have a friend that says his heart beats so bad he misses shots all the time. And I go, your shots are fine. You need to learn how to mitigate the stress and the anxiety because he's never been in any crazy scenarios his whole life. So it is a lot for him. You, it's no big deal to see a 12-point walk in front of you. For me, a 12-point is a big deal. Me to see an 8-point, it's not as big a deal walking in front of me. I can breathe and drop that thing, no problem. First time I saw an 8-point in front of me, looking through the glass, I was like, right? Is that really? And it was in my backyard with a 308. And it took me a minute. I had to say, okay, dude, calm yourself. Because it relates to what I've been to. I was able to talk myself through it. And what you said is huge. It's part of that warrior mentality and part of what you train as a warrior. Dude, you're hunting, you are a warrior. There's no difference what you're doing than being, deployed or being in a police department and in a, armed situation. It's managing the stress, managing the endorphin, the cortisol dump and the adrenaline dump and even the mental and physical and ocular fatigue, immediate onset. All of that is still the same. Right? Our body doesn't know the adrenaline's from a gangster pulling a gun on you
or a deer
or a 12-point stand in front of you. Doesn't know.
Yeah.
So you have to act the same. I think that correlation's awesome.
And I do still get the jitters. It's, for me, when that goes away is the day that I might stop hunting. But
because it's too boring?
Yeah, because it's like if I get a 12-point buck that walks out in front of me, I'm like, oh, yeah, he's just here and I'm going to shoot it. Like that to me is like, okay, I've made it in life apparently. So I still get jittery. I mean, I've had times where I've had good bucks in front of me and I'm trying to do breathe control and I have to like turn my head and be like, I don't see this thing anymore. Now I can revisualize him. Now I need to take because me staring at him is I'm getting shaky, whatever it is, I'm sitting here into my heart and I can't control it. So I'm like, I need to look away.
So there's another comparison.
and then come back into it and then re-engage.
See what you're talking about? You're an experienced, avid, very accomplished hunter.
Yeah.
And it's still a big, hard thing to deal with. So you can be a 15, 20-year veteran, active duty,
Right.
tier whatever,
Right.
cop, SWAT, and you have that thrown in front of you. It's still hard to manage unless you've been in that situation many, many times. And it's still hard to manage. You just have more experience with it, and you can manage it a little bit better.
Yeah.
So imagine what you dealt with, what you're talking about, but imagine being in a combat scenario where your life or somebody you care about's life is in danger.
Oh, yeah.
Imagine that adrenaline spike is just through the roof.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it stays that way for days,
Yeah.
not hours,
Yeah.
days. That's why you don't really, the investigation's not over for so long,
Right.
because a lot of things come to light during the investigation as the fog of war dissipates. And it's a crazy phenomenon.
Yeah.
I've loved diving into it because I think it helps a lot of people out there.
Yeah.
So, okay, we're getting way over time. Weston's like,
Let's go.
we're trying to keep these a little bit shorter, sorry, so we can keep your attention. We enjoy this. It's
Yeah.
part of what we, do, and us as humans and warriors, it's part of what helps us get through some of the hard times is talking about it. And,
Yeah.
and we talked about this morning, this being the tribe.
Yeah.
Once you get this connection, this is what it's all about. You'll never be happier or more fulfilled than when you find a tribe. You find guys like you and I that we just click, we understand each other. It's powerful. If you've never been in the military, you've never had a tribe, you just don't know. And this channel is for that. I want you guys to feel like, now AP is part of our tribe, right? You're welcome to Fit2Fire family.
Yeah.
And I want these people to engage with us. You'll see Lucas engage with some of the comments on there. You're going to too. Talk to him.
Yeah.
Comment, hey AP, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
He'll jump on there. Email us. The website is Fit2Fire, spelled just like this, warrior.com. Send us an email through there. You can contact us through any of the socials. If you want to get in contact directly, maybe book a hunting trip, something like that, get with us. Last thing I want to do is give you your due. What are you doing now? Tell me about the new company in quick 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Because I want to wrap it up for y'all. I appreciate it. What are we doing with the new company?
Yeah, so good buddy of mine, he and I work together now. I've known him for probably 6 years or so. He's like my number one hunting buddy. He and I go out all the time. We're on multiple leases together. We've had a kind of a dream of just kind of starting a hunting brand of some sort. Really started off as a hobby, just something to bring in some extra income to pay for some of these expensive Texas leases.
Right. AKA my YouTube.
Yeah, exactly. But we started a brand, Longbeard Ranch, kind of a double entendre. Both of us have beards. Mine was a lot longer. I've trimmed it recently. But Longbeard turkeys, all the things. So, but it's just a hunting brand, just made by a couple dudes who are just some blue collar guys that, want to get out and explore the outdoors, and just for the everyday hunter. And also just bring some cool apparel that's like not just, camo and what you can only wear hunting. It's like what can you wear, to a nice meeting or something, a nice colored shirt that's got a nice, logo, or not like a big branded something, but just something that's a nice, looking shirt, or just your everyday t-shirt or a sweatshirt, or the wives. A lot of women don't have a lot of hunting clothes. And that's huge. Like we have a lot of input from both of our wives, hey, what would you wear?
So so not to digress.
Yeah.
She buys cool hunting gear.
Yeah.
She may only put it on.
Yeah.
Walk out while we're shooting dove and wear it, which she did last time.
Yeah.
Everybody came over dove season. She got a little hunting gear she owned. She doesn't go hunting with me.
Yeah.
But she has all hunting gear because that's the thing.
Yeah.
They want to be part of
Yeah, you
what
gotta be
we
part
do,
of it.
and they want to shop and buy little outfits.
Yeah.
Academy's doing a better job of it.
Yes.
There's a lady hunting company, I forget what it's called, that Bass Pro carries. That's really good. It's expensive.
Okay.
And then there's Sitka, and some of the big ones do a pretty good job.
Yeah,
of
they're
it.
outrageous.
Those are massive.
Yeah.
Oh, and they're so expensive.
Yeah.
So
Good
what I'm gonna do
quality
is
stuff, but-
I'll get B-roll of that hat and the brand so y'all can see what it's about. Listen, if you want to purchase a hat from him, get with us. We'll get you in contact with him. If you want to be a part of it, we want to branch out and partner with people we know do it right. Teaching young folks or new hunters ethical hunting, real hunting tips and tricks that actually work. That's what he does, and that's what he stands for. All right, we had technical difficulties with the phone. I may edit this part out, but as a send-off, if you want to train with Fit2Fire, go to fit2firewarrior.com. Contact us. If you want to hunt with AP, go through us. I'll get you in contact with him. And what's the name of the new company? Longbeard Ranch?
Yep.
Okay, the website will be up in a few days, probably 10 days or so. It's in the infancy. It's going to be cool watching you grow.
Yeah.
Get a hold of us for training, but we're talking about pistol defense, home defense, rifle, CQB, etc. Let us know, and we're happy to help. AP, man, it was a pleasure. Thanks for the hunt this morning.
Yeah,
Can't wait to
you.
see the video of him cracking a dove this morning. It's pretty cool because he's the man. I appreciate you,
Yeah,
bro.
appreciate you, man. Thank you.
All right. Thanks for taking the time to be with us. We'll see you.
Yep.